Tobitsch. This is Mustard Moments number 3, featuring Chris Barker, my good friend and hockey teammate. We actually met at this very bar 6 years ago.
In this very corner?
In this corner. We called it Hockey Corner, and we watched a lot of late-night hockey. But that's a story for another time, because this is Mustard Moments.
Yeah.
Real people, real mustard. Chris, you travel a lot. You're in a band, Anti-Flag.
Yep.
Tell me about your most memorable mustard experience.
Okay. Well, I do a lot of eating while I travel. But I'm also vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get the full experience that many people do, especially the great relationship between sausage and mustard that there is in the world.
Sure.
But we spend a lot of time in Germany, and they also do a thing called pretzels in Germany. And I'm glad we have one here today, because my favorite mustard tradition is just a basic yellow mustard with a great German pretzel. Also a fantastic mustard experience is the hot dog cart in Eastern Canada. Toronto, Montreal, ton of hot dog carts. All of them have vegan options.
All of them, really?
Yeah.
Something I didn't know.
Yeah, and they all have great pump mustard, brown mustard, and traditional yellow mustard as well.
Yeah, so in the spirit of Chris being vegan, this is actually a Vegan Mustard Moments edition.
Yeah.
So we have a few different items that are carried at my restaurant, Franktuary in Pittsburgh. We have on your left, we've got a veggie dog. So we have kind of newer technology vegan food, if technology can be applied.
Yeah,
to the
it
word
can
food,
be.
Right?
It is science.
It's
There's
pretty
a lot
crazy.
of science.
But this is actually the Beyond Sausage. We have a pretzel. My very own
But this
Beyond Sausage.
Well, we have to note that this is margarine, not
This is
butter.
margarine, yeah. It's a totally vegan pretzel. And then
But it's vegan at the restaurant.
It's vegan at the restaurant all the time.
Great.
Yep.
As it should be.
There's no reason for it not to be. I won't argue with you here. And then we have an assortment of mustards. Again, moving from your left, we have pineapple punch. We actually make this in-house from our
met
chef.
the mustard maker.
Yeah, Laurel, who's actually episode 2 of Mustard Moments. We interviewed Laurel, and she talked quite a bit about the mustard making process. It featured this mustard, our apple cider mustard, I think. What does it say? Yeah, hard cider.
Hard cider.
It's a hard cider mustard. It's kind of like a take on beer mustard, but instead of beer, there's hard cider in it.
Cool.
You can really taste the apples. More traditional honey Dijon, a more traditional yellow moving to the front. All the way over here on your right is Miller's mustard. I'm very proud that this mustard comes from Western Pennsylvania.
Very cool.
A gentleman named Rob Miller.
I hate to sidebar us, but
no, this is all about sidebars. This show.
I didn't know. I thought Miller's mustard was like a style, not a man with Miller of his name.
So Rob Miller, Miller's mustard. Last guy, we've got White Castle's Dusseldorf mustard, and we're including this because White Castle is, I guess you could say, an industry leader in the world of the big restaurants, fast food. They're doing some interesting vegan foods, and also I belong to a private Facebook group called Hot Dog Nation, and this mustard gets rave reviews. So my wife is from Chicagoland, where there are a lot of White Castles, and we stopped by one just to get this mustard. We're going to try it here today. Dusseldorf, tying into what Chris was saying, is actually a German-style mustard, so it might be similar to what he's had on the pretzels in his travels in Germany.
I haven't had White Castle ever in my life until this year, when they started carrying the Impossible Burger, which is kind of the Beyond competitor. But Beyond does sausages, does more than just hamburgers, but Impossible does the Impossible Burger, and White Castle now carries their sliders, and you just take the cheese off of them, and they're vegan. But I haven't had this mustard yet, which kind of blows my mind that it's like, why wouldn't they tell me about it in the store?
I think it's a well-kept secret. Like people who go to White Castle don't know this mustard exists, and you ask for it and they'll sell it to you, is my understanding.
Unbelievable.
So hopefully it's
Very
as good as advertised.
Speaking about fast food restaurants, I didn't have this. I was just in LA this week, but I wanted to go to Del Taco because they have Beyond Meat and they're making tacos with it.
Oh wow! So
the corporations are catching up to what you're doing and what you've been doing.
They're figuring it out.
Quite some. Also, briefly, the honey mustard. I do, as a vegan, eat honey.
What's the rationale for that?
The rationale is that if it's done properly, we can be partners with bees and insects versus exploitative of them. I also want to sidebar and say that my partner Jane This evening we're picking up beehives because we're going to be
nice.
beekeepers. Well, she's going to be a beekeeper. I'm just going to try not to get stung. So hopefully any type of harm that we might inflict by tasting the honey Dijon today, we'll cancel that shit right out with our
karma.
Yeah, because we'll have our own bees. But let's eat something.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Let's eat. So you've got to pick the mustards you want to try. On
All right, I'm going to start with a pretzel here. I'm very excited about the pineapple mustard because I love pineapple, and I've never had pineapple mustard. Wow.
You've never had it because pineapple mustard is hard to come by. It's actually been on back order for us for a long time, so our chef Laurel just decided, you know what, I'm going to make my own pineapple mustard, and that's what you're tasting right now.
It's really spicy, but the pineapple sweet is incredible.
Speaking of sweet mustards, I'm having a custom mustard ice cream developed.
Okay.
With Millie's ice cream, and that's going to be on a future Mustard Moments episode. So
it's mustard custard.
Mustard custard, there you go. That's what we should call it. So tune in every month on the 15th to
Colonel Custard
see
Mustard.
all these mustard innovations.
I'm going to keep in line with Franktuary Originals. Try this cider one. I'm in love with that.
We'll send you home with some.
It's interesting. It's all the things of a brown mustard with a sweetness at the end.
Mm-hmm. The finish, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this pineapple, the sweet hits you first.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
apple cider.
I gotta
cider
go
mustard
back to here. The spice in this
hits
is
you at the end.
perfect.
And let me add, while Chris is trying this, we're doing a thing at the restaurant now called the Mustard Experience. So you can basically be like us. You're going to come in, you're going to sit down, totally free. We're going to set you up with a sample of mustards that we're either carrying from a supplier for a limited time or have made for a limited time.
All right, we're at Honey Dijon.
Honey
I've had
Dijon.
this before.
It's just a very typical Honey Dijon.
It's good.
Rob Miller's famous mustard. It's such a unique mustard.
It's so good. So, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have mustard seed in it to be called mustard.
Correct.
Is this a Heinz mustard?
That is straight up Heinz yellow mustard.
Yeah. It's great. I'm going to go for this White Castle
Yeah,
mustard.
do it.
Wow. This is very subtle, but very good.
So I wish I knew more about what makes a Dusseldorf mustard a Dusseldorf mustard. I know that I like Dusseldorf mustard. Kind of how I feel about wine. I'm not really a wine expert, but if you give me a glass of wine, I probably like it.
Yeah, yeah.
But from what I've heard, this is a really excellent representation of Dusseldorf mustard, even though it's made from White Castle's
It's really good.
commissary.
We've got ingredients here. Water, vinegar, mustard seeds, salt, spices, caramel color, and turmeric.
Turmeric. That's another thing, turmeric. It's often in mustards, it's anti-inflammatory. I once had a customer on my food truck tell me that she keeps mustard by her bedside table because it's good for cramps. You can put it on, like if you get a cramp in the middle of the night.
You put it on?
Yeah. You like topically apply it. And her doctor told her this.
Don't do this if you're watching this.
I mean, I meet a lot of people on my food truck, so I can't speak to her level of sanity, but this is a true story. And then she was talking about how topically it can be good for burns, too. So if you burn yourself, squeeze a little mustard on. Like, you're not going to get that.
Go to a doctor. Keep the mustard in the fridge.
Maybe listen to Chris.
This is the best.
Pineapple punch.
This is unbelievable.
Laurel's going to be so excited to hear that.
Everyone should come here immediately and get this. This is very good.
So you should go to White Castle.
Should go to White Castle and ask for it. It's hidden somewhere.
Have the Impossible Burger and pick up a thing of mustard.
Yeah.
You put ketchup on something, almost inevitably it will taste like ketchup.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you put mustard on things, it actually changes the way that other thing tastes, and you have like almost a new food experience. This Miller's mustard, as much as I like it, it almost behaves more like a ketchup, where you just taste the Miller's mustard.
Yeah.
It's so intense.
The thing that's interesting about that is that I play in a band with a guy who tries to convince me that hot dogs are just a vehicle for ketchup.
Yeah, I disagree profoundly.
Yes, of course. But it's like you're eating a crappy hot dog. That's why. That's why you just want to eat ketchup bread.
This is why we're friends, Chris.
Yeah.
Deep down, I knew we had more in common than hockey. You've just spoken to my soul.
Yeah.
I have this really specific memory of my dad serving me a hot dog and making curly cues and mustard
Okay.
on the hot dog, and like that's my earliest
That'll do
mustard
it.
memory.
That'll do it.
And I once told him actually that someday, I think I was 6, I was going to open a restaurant, and it was going to be called Meatballs, Mania, and More. It was going to be 3 stories.
Okay.
Fast food on the first floor,
Uh-huh.
family dining on the second floor, white tablecloth third floor,
Wow.
mini golf on the roof. This is my original restaurant concept.
It's foolproof, people. It's out there if you want to do
If you
it.
want to invest, I need a little more capital than what I have to work with. And I told him at this tender age of 7 that I was going to hire him to put mustard on the hot dogs, and I was going to pay him $1 for every hot dog he mustarded.
That's great.
If mustard can be a verb.
Yeah.
And he still reminds me of this, and even with inflation, that's just a terrible deal for me. He'd be making so much money. He actually told this story at my wedding.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for the right mustard moment to bring it up.
That's fantastic.
But it's a good story, so
Yeah.
someday maybe you'll see Meatballs Mania anymore.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
you'll see an old man putting curly cues
when that
in mustard.
happens, just know he's losing money hand over fist.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. What do you suggest we start with for the sausage?
So I'm going to go
It's a fantastic.
with the Dusseldorf first.
Okay. This is a classic taste.
That's what I would think, yeah. All right, this would be like the mustard on the sausage in Germany. So next time you're in Germany, maybe we'll just send you with a pack of Beyond sausages, and you can take part in this experience.
They have, like, it doesn't matter where you go. You go to a gas station at 3 in the morning, which I am often at. The tour bus stops. Everyone jumps out to get snacks. Right there at the pay counter, there's this jar. It's like about this big, and it's got sausages in it. And then there's a barrel of rolls and packets of mustard. And the bus drivers just go in and
That sounds amazing.
hold it up like
I've not
old timey
witnessed this.
straw thing, you know? They pull it up, all the sausages come out. They grab theirs, they grab their roll,
Yeah.
and they grab their packets of mustard and they leave.
Wow.
And I am just green with jealous envy, and I'm eating a week-old box of Oreos. But my conscience is clear.
Such is life sometimes. Speaking of your band again, I just had a thought. I don't know that it would be a good t-shirt slogan, but as a hockey fan, you and I bonded over hockey. I've always admired your drop pucks, not bombs t-shirts. And I was just thinking to myself, another mustard application, not so positive mustard gas.
Yeah.
I feel like there could be a shirt that says like make food, not gas. Mustard.
Beyond sausage is fantastic. I don't know where you found your mustard maker, but she's fantastic. Everything she's given me has been the best today.
She actually used to be my neighbor.
It's a small world. Be nice to other people.
There you go, absolutely.
Let that be a mustard moment for you.